Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Mexpat Dating. We are joined by our good friend Eric, who recently came down for a Mexico City boot camp, and we got the pleasure of meeting him and seeing his growth with dating within just a few days. So, uh, Eric, welcome to the channel. We're really excited to talk to you a little bit about your experience.
For sure, for sure. Great to be here.
So, Eric, you came down. Now, it wasn't specifically to meet with us, but we got the opportunity to start working with you, and we got to go out with you a few times and just kind of shoot the shit, work on dating a little bit. Can you start us like why you decided to come to a Mexico City boot camp in the first place?
Yeah, so I'd done a lot of self-development work, in the States. I'm in the New York area, and I just felt like it was a natural progression for me to kind of expand my comfort zone
Mm.
and start checking out, other locales and locations, and see how kind of dating and my interactions were going there compared to my experience back home.
So I know the answer to this, but how was your dating life back at home where you're from New York? Were you satisfied? Were you like having so much abundance? You're like, I need to go somewhere where I can calm down a bit, or was it quite the opposite?
Yeah, so between my schedule for work and other kind of hobbies and activities, I just felt like the energy and time I had, I didn't get a great return on meeting the types of people I wanted to meet and the interactions I wanted to have. So ultimately, it was I had some success, I had some very great people I met, but ultimately, I wasn't kind of meeting who I wanted to. So that's why I'm really happy that I kind of took this leap of faith and went to Mexico City.
What kind of experiences with dating were you having in the US? Because obviously that's like a hot kind of button issue.
So, there's a lot of, impress me type of attitude in the US. I would say that in general, there's less friendliness in the interactions. I think a lot of people are stressed out with work. I think that there's a lot of factors at play. You have a society that really says like, go girl. And then, for guys, it's kind of not as, I think at times like, understanding or supportive. So I think there's a lot of factors, and in general, I just found that the amount of energy and time and what you need to put forth as a guy, unless you're really in the top 1% in like in a specific category, you're generally not going to be getting the types of results and interactions that you probably deserve.
Mhm. I couldn't agree with you more, man. And I like how you said that. Like it's a what was the term again? Like a not pick me society. How did you put it?
Impress me, society.
An impress me
Yeah,
society. That's the
yeah.
perfect way to sum it up. Like, it's not about who you are as a person. It's about what, you can show as a status. And it's very,
Mhm.
I would say soulless. I'm sure there's pockets of places in the US that are great. Um, but
Mhm.
I know I'm from more Chicago area. You're from New York. So that bigger city energy is definitely difficult. And as well, I agree with you that the culture is very work focused. Right? It's very, make money,
Mhm.
make money, make money, go home, rest so you can make money. And that was the trap I got caught in before I started traveling abroad. And it was just like I was just watching my life tick by, and it was so depressing. I was like, it's I'm gonna be 50 before I can like have money to go like freedom to go start exploring.
Yeah, no, it's the culture is like you don't have enough money, you're not good enough. It'll you have to put it on hold. Meanwhile, your life is passing you by, and there's no guarantees or even that you'll get that, and you still might not even get the results you think you're going to get.
100%, bro. So you came down to Mexico City and we got to meet you,
Yes.
and you were pretty tired the first few days. So we definitely like
Yeah.
for us, we really focus on like making sure guys have a few days to kind of acclimate and just kind of keep it chill before you start going hard with the approaches and stuff. And your main focus there was to do approaches, right? To start meeting women in person and in the streets. What was that experience like for you once you started to actually get out there and start doing it?
So, I was expecting, from my experience in just social interactions, here in the States, that you're going to get some people that are receptive, and then a lot of people who be quite rude and brusque and almost like you sometimes feel here's that you're almost like you're a homeless beggar, even if you're well dressed, well put together. You'd be treated like you're nothing. And so, anyways, I was prepared for anything, but I was extremely pleasantly surprised that even interactions where it was just friendly or it was, there was nothing there, the interactions were always pleasant. They were always friendly. People were happy to just be social. And that made it so much easier to go out and just put your best foot forward, and will also allow you to meet a lot of really awesome girls.
I love that. And I went out with you a couple of times and I did see you have really strong success with approaching and with meeting women. So, what were some of the biggest, hey, what's up, Jaron? Welcome back.
Hey,
Jaron was on a quick date there. So, Eric,
super quick, yeah, 2 minute.
what was the probably the biggest aha moment for you when you were actually talking to women?
I mean, it was just the naturalness of the interaction. It didn't feel that you're fighting through a bunch of resistance that is kind of unnecessary. You felt that the interactions were, if they flowed authentically, if there was a good vibe and energy, there was much less games involved with like getting contact information, texting, meeting back up. It was a much more straightforward process. There were the games involved, you know, were just so much like more minimal than anything I've ever experienced here.
What sort of hangups did you maybe experience, or any sort of bottlenecks in the process, and how did you overcome those?
I think that during the day, I felt like I had a lot of solid interactions. I felt at night when I got to work, I only got to work a bit with Jaron and I made progress, but I felt that the progress I still could make is those kind of larger social events at night, having good vibe, good energy. And I made some tweaks and so on, but at that point I was also very tired. It was tough. So bottlenecks would just really be like becoming, more flowing and more positive, better vibe energy at night. That would be the biggest thing for me to work on.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, Eric. And that is why Jared and I are really excited to be working with you guys, is because we both bring a different set of skills to the table. So I'm more like you, Eric. I like prefer going out in the day, middle of the day, maybe early evening, right? Like I get tired at night as well. I'm not a drinker, so I don't have that like liquid energy to push me through the night. And then Jaren's more, he can do both. You have a lot of skill set in the night game. And so we're really excited to be able to help you guys in both those areas, because going out with Jaron, I'm learning better night game too. Like I'm learning to be more confident in a night social setting. We went out this week and had some really good results, got a few numbers and setting up dates with those girls. So I never would have thought that I could go to like a bar area or like it was just like a rooftop party thing and start meeting women. So, just by osmosis, you start to pick up on those things.
And an important note on that too is that you get a lot of guys that say it's all about day games, it's all about night games, it's all about social games, it's all about referral game, it's all about online game, and then I may be missing others. But really, they all work to a degree. Some may work better for others than other methods. Joel, I know you're more day game. I'm more online game because I like to run the volume game, but the conversion is a little bit higher on day game. But what I really want guys to understand is that they all supplement each other nicely. So if you meet a girl in a daytime environment, you do have to learn text game. You are going to go digital at some point. Now, if you have a good Instagram, that could help you. If you have a terrible Instagram, that could potentially hinder you. So really, we take a 360 full spectrum panoramic view and make sure that you have all of these areas at least at a working knowledge and basic proficiency level. And then you might lean into one area more than the other. But I think it's very, very important to understand how all of them work, because you might have a time when you're at a client event and it ends up turning into a night game situation. And you hate to be kicking yourself, oh man, that girl was really vibing me, but my energy was kind of off. Or you only depend on one of them. And when it comes to online, you have a terrible Instagram, you don't know how to text or set up the date. So that's why we cover really every aspect of the game. And then we kind of hold your hand afterwards in the follow up to help you make it your own.
And we both, I mean, Jaron initially started coaching me. So, guys, that's how we met. And I do appreciate that. Like, I'm not afraid to admit that whenever I start something new, I want someone to walk me through it and hold my hand essentially. Because if I knew what I was doing, I would be doing it already. So I am more than like willing to learn. And Eric, I noticed that from you too. You had a very like tell me what I need to do and I'll do it attitude. And so that I think took you far. Like we were very impressed to see how much progress you made in just a week. And so can you share a little bit about what you got to experience in terms of wins and results from your week here?
Yeah, yeah. So, I met a lot of people just, out and about, walking around in Mexico City. I had great interactions. One particular digital marketing specialist, we had a great interaction. We went on multiple dates. We're still in touch a bit, and just really, high quality girl, just very interested in me, and didn't make it overly difficult, and just very pleasant. So yeah, that we had some night game. We had some social events that you guys put on that were really great, and that I met. I have an Instagram that I have invested somewhat into in the last year, and I'm still working on it, but it's good enough that some very high quality guy contacts and girls that are, highly sought after. I'm on Instagram where we are occasionally in contact more as a social connection, but that's really cool as well because, yeah, they're, very attractive.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, you and I talked that we both grew up, in school, not maybe being the most coolest kid at times in our career. So I think we connected, you and I, really well. Is that we always didn't have the most beautiful looking people in school looking at us or giving us attention and really kind of seeing through us, and that can really affect self esteem. Obviously, we see it through the whole culture. I mean, it's not like a really cultural thing. It happens everywhere. Like there's always going to be the popular kids and the not popular kids. How did that affect you, like kind of getting to almost heal that a bit?
Yeah, yeah. I think this whole process has been, in part working on that. And that, when you go and you put yourself in a new environment, people don't know you, and they just are just going off of what you're providing in value and how you are. And sometimes you can get some just massively different and in a good way, positive interactions that really start to change your core identity that you can take back with you to wherever you're from. And that's what I found when I was there.
How did your experience, like what have you taken from your trip in Mexico back into the States, into your normal day-to-day life? What has that transition back been for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel more confident in that, not because necessarily of even the interactions, which do help, but just that I was the type of person to step outside of my comfort zone, go somewhere where new, foreign language, different language, different culture, and I'm willing to like, kind of put myself out there. And I think just doing that type of thing translates very well into your social dating and even your career, the confidence you have in your career. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, all of it works super well together. And the icing on the cake is just that you meet some great people, and you have people that show you different kind of love or kind of interest than maybe you've ever experienced before.
But that makes me happy, man. And we were just so happy for you to see your success. And it gave us motivation too. It's like I got pumped up being like, like Eric came here in a week and just changed his mindset, his perspective, his experience. And so it's really pushed me too. So I want to thank you for that. And as well for showing us the best rooftop in Polanco. So dude, we've been there like
Yeah,
4 times since you left. So guys, when you
that
come to
place is, yeah.
Mexico, you can thank Eric because we'll take you out to this amazing spot and you can give a little shout out to him there. So Eric, anything you would, advice you would give to guys thinking about coming down, thinking about, maybe hiring someone to help them with their dating. We both have hired people in the past to help us with our dating life.
Yeah, like I said before, going where you're appreciated is huge as a guy, and also there's no shame in getting someone that's already done what you want to do to kind of be able to mentor you and give you very personalized tips and advice. It can so dramatically increase your how fast you get your results, get what you want out of your dating and anything else.
Yeah, dude. I agree with you 100%. Like it's a cheat code, basically. My first dating
Yeah.
coach, I paid 3,500 bucks for and took out a credit card so I could pay him. And I wanted it that bad though, because I was like, I just saw the years going by and I'm like, dude, this is this is no bueno. And it really did change my life because they really pushed me, and I think I saw that too with like James and Troy. They really commanded you almost at times to be like, go talk to her.
Exactly. And you need that. A lot of guys, I need that push. A lot of guys, you really need that push. And that once you start doing something, the snowball effect is just, it's amazing.
Yeah, amen, brother. So thank you, Eric, for coming on, guy, and really appreciate you sharing your experience and getting to meet you and connect with you. We're very excited for when you get to come down again and we get to all hang out again. I think that's one of the coolest things, like you said earlier, is you get to meet friends. You get to meet a brotherhood, essentially, of men on the same purpose and mission that can relate to the same struggles and that know what it's like to be in the trenches and just being like, you can see the sky, but you can't climb the ladder. So we're here to
Yeah.
give you that ladder. If you guys resonated with what Eric got to experience and what he's going through and his transformation, and that is something that sounds exciting to you and something that could really benefit your life as well, then we definitely invite you to schedule a consult with us. The link will be down below. We'll hop on a quick call with you. We'll get to know you, find out your pain points, where you are, and then really come up with a plan for you to start having the dating life you want, whether it be online, whether it be in person, whether you come down here. Through the experience, we've learned that there's a lot of ways to have a great dating life. There's not just like a one and done solution. So, once again, guys, link down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.